Namo Shakyamuni Muni Buddhaya. Dear respected Thai, dear all Mahasangha, do you hear me well? Do we need that? No. Maybe a little bit louder. Ở trong văn phòng để cho cao hơn chút được không? Higher. Christmas is a season of going home. And thank you for considering Plum Village like your home and come here. Thank you. I know that season we try to avoid to drive because people are now rushing going home. But sometime in their house there is a Christmas tree, there are a lot of gifts, but many of us don't feel home yet. And I know that if you have chosen to come to Plum Village, maybe you want to touch really your true home, the true home in each of us. You have your body here, but your mind always think of that and this area and this thought. Do we need that? So we have that thought and other thought. We are always disturbed and we are not at our home. Our mind is not with our body. And even we are in front of a lot of gifts, a lot of people, but our mind are somewhere. And so the practice is to be home, really home for yourself. And when you have your true home, and then you are very stable home, and that home can shelter so many living beings, including your tiny living beings. So you come here, I would like to offer to you a method that you can be home all the time, 24 hours per day. And being home 24 hours per day, you can welcome many other beings with you. And that going home to ourselves is nothing new. Because the enlightened one, the Buddha, said that if you are totally with your home, you are stable, you are solid, you see clearly what you want, clearly your relationship with yourself, the relationship with those who live under the same roof than you, those who work in the same office than you, those who have been so close, but now no longer with us, we can make a kind of summarizing look of what happened during the last year. How many relationships, how many wonderful relationships you have, and now it's no longer like you wish, or even better, and in which way. And that practice is start by going back to your in-breath and out-breath. Try. Never leave your in-breath and out-breath. Because when you pay attention to your in-breath, I breathe in, and you pay attention to the air entering into your lungs, spread around your body. So by doing so, you dissociate yourself with the idea that, oh, I forget to tell him something. I have to do that. So at that very moment, you go back to your in-breath, totally with your in-breath. I breathe in. I breathe out. Totally with my in-breath, calming all the cell of my body, from the head, from the top of my head, my face, my shoulder, my whole body, until the tip of my toes. You go back to that very close home of yourself. Every cell here, totally with your whole body, calming, breathing out, relaxing. And can you feel the weaving, peaceful weaving of your in breath and out breath with your body? And then you open your eyes and you ask where you are. Oh, of course, I am in Plum village. But in Plum village, you have a notion of Plum village. You sign up for coming to Plum village in Christmas. You have a notion of Plum village. But when you arrive, maybe it's not at your expectation, or maybe more. And your notion always changes. And that notion in your head about Plum village, about yourself, about your beloved one, about the person you don't love, that notion, according to the teaching of the wise one, the Buddha, is always superficial. You only see one part of yourself. You thought that you know yourself. Oh, I am like that, like that. It's not sure. I don't like that. I like that. Not sure. Because you see in superficial way. If you are more still, you look deeper, you may see different part of yourself who like that, who appreciate that too. So your notion about yourself needs to be revised. And more you are still with yourself, body and mind, more your notion with yourself, with your mind, your body, your notion with the friend you appreciate a lot will be clearer. And the notion with the person that you don't like will be clearer. And maybe you can learn quite a lot. And that is the cause of many passionate things, and after that is end by a very big collapse, or a very anger, but finally when your notion is enlarged and you see that point, and you can see that you can appreciate that person, you can appreciate that. And thanks to the practice of being home with yourself, being still, and then you see deeper. Someone says that be still and you know better. Be still. How you can be still? The only way is bringing your mind back to your body, calming, releasing, more peaceful, and look deep into the present moment. And usually, when you are very concentrated, you see things deeper. When you are dispersed, you think of that. You also see things, but you do not see deeply. Your daughter in front of you, you thought that you have seen her. But because your mind is on many things, you see a dress in the vitrine, maybe she's better to take that dress instead of that jeans, which is not good. And so your criticizing mind will not allow you to see your daughter with all her quality and her depth and many wonderful things in her. Even sometimes she behaves in the way of irritate you a bit. But because you don't have a clear notion of her, you are not still, you are not home. And by being home, you can look deeper at your daughter, at your son, at your friend, at the friend that you love, but the friend you are afraid of, the friend who caused some hurt to you, you look deeper, and by more you are home, more you are still, more you can discover other person in other dimension of them, and you always can make peace with everyone. And by being able to look deep like that, in Buddhism, people mention that try to stop to be dispersed. Stop to think of that. If you stop, you go back to the present moment. You are in Plum Village, stay in Plum Village. Don't think of Australia, don't think of everywhere where you are. So go back here in the present moment. So the present moment already limited your dispersion. And when you are so angry at somebody, and you want to look deeper, why you are so angry, why the other person behave like that. So the present moment is not enough. The present moment should be more concentrated. You start to walk. So you come to Plum Village, people already share to you how you walk in the way that you are home. Breathing in, you make 1 step, 2 steps. Breathing out, 1 step, 2 steps. Because the tree, the nature is so nice, so beautiful, so you don't need to hurry. You make a few steps for in-breath, a few steps for out-breath, and be in the present moment with the contact of your shoes and the ground and the very atmosphere around you. Not think of present moment is not Saint-Foy-la-Combe or not Marmont, but present moment is near Plum Village. Even you need more concentration. Don't think of New Hamlet or Up Hamlet. If you are in Low Hamlet, just be with the ground. In, out. It looks like Chinese, but it's not Chinese. It's very deep. It saves life of so many people. There are many persons who is so angry at his father or his mom, and then one day, suddenly he feels so shocked by the way that sister behaved like that. And normally he must shout at his sister. But he remembered that, oh, I went to Plum Village. And the brother and the sister said that you should not shout. When you are angry, please remember, that is very important sentence. When you come to Plum Village, if you are angry, try not to speak. Try not to act. Even you do not hurt anyone, but you break the cup in your hand, it's not good. And try not to speak, try not to act, and try not to think even. Because more you think, you are angry and angrier. So you go back to your in-breath and you make a walk. And you pay attention to the contact of your feet or your shoes and the ground. In. So that young man, after walking for a while, he realized that my father, he already divorced my mom. He already had a second wife. He already have children. But now he have an affair again, another affair again. And he's so angry, and you want to shout to your fathers, but you go back to your in-breath, out-breath. And then he reported to me, I realized I'm not like my father, but I also have a good friend, good girlfriend. But then some little girl, I stopped and have other girlfriend for a while, and I stopped. And I continue, I never succeed to commit to anyone. So it's a slight imitation of his father. in a very mild way. And he said, that is daddy. So he accepts his daddy, it's okay. You have the right to have your bad habit, but I have the right to transform my bad habit that you transmit to me. Even he doesn't like it, but he knew very well that he had in him every cell of his father. He received a lot of talent, intelligence, many wonderful things of his father, but he also received some weaknesses. And he recognized that, daddy is like that, but I'm not better. So he changed. He is less judgmental. And by doing so, you go back to the present moment, you look deeper, and your notion, his notion about his father, become more tolerant. And it's the same for many cases. When you have a difficulty, go back to your in-breath and out-breath, make a walk. Make a walk, and sometimes the pain or the hurt is so big that a walk of half hour is not enough. So in Plum Village, we invent many other things, like working meditation. You are asked by the brother to clean the meditation hall, arrange the cushion. So the brother explained, or the sister explained, you set up like that, you listen. And after that, working meditation is you only focus on the very act when you arrange the meditation hall. Or people are request, some sister asks you to chop vegetable, so your mind is totally with chopping vegetable. Don't think of, this is what dish is the name, or what. Don't let your mind go so far. Chopping vegetable, just chopping vegetable. Cleaning the house, just cleaning the house. And by doing so, your mind becomes stiller, calmer. And when your mind is calmer, you discover many things. Sometimes you don't think that you are going to speak or to look about that matters. But while sweeping the floor, an idea about the way that friend hurt you and the way you react and the way how escalation of the war between you increased. But you say that, no, I'm going home. Hello, that idea, bye-bye. You let bye-bye, but it will not fly away. Try to let them fly away, but it remain in you. But when it's come back, you are stiller and you see deeper, I guarantee. When you decide to think of that and you try to argue with that, you try to say that he's wrong, I'm right, more you argue, more your mind is not still, it's not serene. Your mind are struggling, and then you do not see clear. But you let go, you say, hello, my struggling, I let go, I let it fly to the sky. And then you go back to your in-breath and out-breath, and in-breath and out-breath. But it's so strong, that idea. Let's come back again. You have a short look. Okay, let it fly. But when it's come back several times, slowly, your mind is clearer. And you see another part that you didn't pay attention in the past of what he has behaved or she has behaved. And slowly, your notion about that situation is clearer. That person is not so bad. You also contribute unskillfully to set that sentence, to say that sentence, to act not very skillful way, and it makes his anger escalate. And so by doing so, by going home, more you're going home, more your notion about yourself, about your beloved one, about the person who have difficulty with you will be clearer. So coming to Plum Village, you have walking meditation, working meditation, shower meditation. So when you take a shower, don't think of anything except to feel the water, be sure that the water is warm enough. And then you prepare everything and be totally with the present moment. And in the shower, I have a knot here. That is the knot of my mom. She has given a lot to me. People say that I have a smile like my mom too, but I have big problem with mom. But she has done her best already. She has given a lot to me already. But by unskillfulness, by things like that, she may hurt me, but she has given so much. Every cell of my body is her. And if I'm bright in school, I'm great, straight A, that is her head. Oh, I have that talent. That is that. So while taking the shower, you say, no, it's not too far, go back to the shower. But you have that idea, and slowly, little insight by little insight, you will be more relaxed at the shower. You think of your mom with a more tolerant way, because even that little knot in the little pimple on your shoulder remind you that, oh, mom gave that, she also have that pimple in her, and she has given so much to me. And all your angry irritation against mom is gone a bit. And that is, we are practicing only, in Buddhism we call stopping to be dispersed. Stopping in Buddhist term we call samatha. Samatha, S-A-M-A-T-H. Stop to be dispersed. Because if we are dispersed, we don't see deep enough. And when you are less dispersed, you are more focusing, more concentrating. You practice the second part of Buddhist meditation called vipassana. Vipassana means you look deeper. So even you practice samatha, stop to be dispersed, but you still have some deep look by itself. So in the evening sitting, you decide to have vipassana in sitting meditation. Because in evening, everybody sit down and we follow our in-breath, we follow our out-breath, calming, releasing tension, letting go, smiling. There is a gata, in, out, in, out, in sitting meditation. Deeper, slower. Not because you try to make it deep, but when you are gentle with your breath, the breath becomes more subtle and it becomes deep and lower, slower. Calm, ease, smile, release. 5 first minutes you practice that. The second part you practice vipassana. This morning while I do walking meditation, I have that insight. Yeah, I have been unskillful like that. That friend have hurt me like that, but I react in a too strong, violent way, and so you bring in front of you, and you think of that subject. You look at that subject, and you look deeper. You see that, things happen like that. What happened in his mind or her mind? The way he or she act to me, and the way I react with a more objective way, more serene way, You observe, you have done like that, she has done like that. It ends up by some big quarrel, big misunderstanding. And so you look deeper and you look deeper, and in a more calmer mind, you can see a number of roots, a number of weaknesses, a number of unskillfulness you have done. And if you look deeper and deeper and you say that it's true, no doubt, that is my unskillfulness. And so later on, you can already make peace with him and her, not immediately, but in your mind. So already you have that big problem with your mom, and then you bring that problem with your mother down, and you look in that way, and you accept her like that, and you like that. You promise that next time you'll be more skillful. And that is the way we practice looking deeply. And sometimes you cannot look deeply. Some big problem that you cannot look deeply. More you look, more you are confused. That's happened to many of us too. It's been happened to me too. This moment where more I look, more I get confused, more I get desperate. And so the only way is let it sleep. Because my peace is not strong enough, so I cannot look deeper and I cannot find the way out. So leave it there and go back to practice my being home, my being peace, my being in the present moment, shopping, meditation, shopping vegetable meditation, cleaning the house meditation. By doing so, the whole day you have 18 hours of meditation, not only a session of 20 minutes in the morning or 30 minutes in the evening. And so, please don't say that in Plum Village you have no meditation. You have 18 hours of meditation. If you continue to live in the present moment when you eat, when you drink water, when you do very act, you have 18 hours of meditation and you have more time to be home to yourself, and more your home is deeper, calmer, more you see clearer the notion, the perception you have with that person, the other person, with that event, with other event. Sometimes you have no big problem with friend, but you have a big problem what you do with your life. That is also a koan, it means a subject of meditation. But more you are still, more you are home, more you are peaceful, more you see clearly your own self, your own mind, your own environment, what suck you the most, in which direction, and you know in which way you choose your own career or your own path that you do. That the only solution is go back to the Buddha in yourself. The Buddha in yourself, to the home in yourself. Go back in, out, deep, slow, calm, ease, smile, release, present moment, wonderful moment. You practice in walking meditation, cleaning meditation, washing the dish meditation, eating a meal meditation, and slowly, slowly it's revealed by itself to you. It's you who discover your own way. And that way, if you discover by yourself, it will be solid. You know what to do. And because we are in Christmas, I overheard that in Christianity, people say that love your neighbor. Love God, you have to love your neighbor. Love God, it means you are one with that reality of wonderful peace, high Holy Spirit in each of us, is God in us. But more you have God in you, you have more peace, more understanding, and then you can love your neighbor easier. if you don't have that God in you, if you don't have that Buddha in you, that peace in you, that depth in you, it's difficult to connect with your neighbor. And that is why I try to the horizontal, the vertical direction between you and God and Holy Spirit, and the horizontal direction is you with the neighbor, with people around you, your worker in the office, your sister, your brother, your family. More you are deep in the Buddha in yourself, in God in yourself, more your relation with the sister, the brother, the friend around you is easier. And in Buddhism, we also say that when you have the Buddha in yourself, you have to embody the training to be peace, to be great, to be deep, to be compassion. And in Buddhism, we spoke about the 5 mindfulness training. You don't need to practice a lot. There is 8,400 methods of practice Buddhism, 8,400 pháp môn. But you don't need to practice a lot. You only need to practice 5 training. 5 training, you train yourself in the direction of the present moment, but beautiful, deep, wonderful present moment. The first training of a Buddha, to be, or the Buddha, is to respect life. To respect life is not because God ordered you to respect life. No. You are the Buddha in yourself. Nobody ordered you. But because you do not live superficially in the present moment, you look deeper. And you see that the caterpillar also need to live. The fleas need to live. The frog need to live. The chicken, the hens need to live. The pig need to live. The cow need to live. So you feel that in order for that piece of meat go to your plate, some cow or some veal or some ox have died, and the way they treat, very cruel way. So you don't feel inspired to have that piece of meat. And so maybe the fish is better. But before the fish go to your plate, also the fish struggle a lot. And sometimes they are hooked by something, and then they are killed, and they are not happy at all. So because the first training is I respect life. I respect life not because people order me to respect, but because compassion in me, God in me, Buddha in me. Ask me to look deeper, look superficially. The smell is so good, I better eat. But when I look deeper, that is from my own experience. In the past, I liked roast pork a lot. So even to be a monastic, vegetarian monastic, but sometimes when I go past in the Chinese culture where they have a lot of roast pork, the smell pull me. So I go back to my in breath and out breath, and I look deeper. Before that piece of roast pork is there, where the pig was, he must be. And so I remember when I was young, I have seen the farmer bind the 2 forelegs of the pig and have a long knife and put in the throat of the pig, and the pig scream and a lot of blood go out, and then they throw hot water and they clean and they paint some perfume and they roast and it smells good. But when I see that image of the pork kill like that, and then behave in that way, treat in that way. My appetite to roast pork's gone. That is because out of love. Because I have trained to have the Buddha in myself, so I look deeper and I see in that way. And so I've trained myself to respect life. Not because everyone forced me to respect, but because out of compassion, I look deeper and I try my best to respect life. And not only to respect life, but to give life too. So nowadays our teachers have a lot of disease. And so we, the sister here, try to buy fish, trout, and liberate in the river. Because we want to offer longevity to our teacher. So we have to offer longevity to little creature. And so not only we respect life, we do not destroy life out of compassion, but we offer life to those who are about to be killed. The second training is sometimes I remember I lost my motor-bicycle. But when I was a teenager, that is my best friend, where I can go everywhere, and then somebody have stolen that. I so angry at them. And then, so of course, I make the vow that I will not take everything not belong to me. But I overcame that, because at that moment there is a teacher, a Buddhist teacher, is not Thai, but you lost your motor-bicycle, but somebody have a chance to have a good motor-bicycle. Let them enjoy. And then you see that it's not too bad. So, if my sister said like that, I will, no, I know. But because that teacher was so compassionate, he really believed sincerely that if his own motor-bicycle, he will agree. When he sees a lot of compassion, and I look at his eyes, it's true, why not? Why don't allow somebody who has that? And so my anger is gone. and well, I am fortunate to be in touch with the true Buddha in that teacher, when you mention like that. But so the second training is I do not take anything which doesn't belong to me, even the little needle, even the little pen, even the notebook, everything. I try to respect the property of others, but I also practice generosity. I give what I can offer to people. So, 3 parts in each training. Not to do, not because somebody forbid me, but because looking deeply, I have compassion, and I don't want to do that. And I respect life, I liberate life. So I do not want to lose anything, so I do not take which is not our property, but I give. But when you practice the training, the second training deeper, you see that when you go out of a room and you do not put off the light, you are stealing too. Not because electricity is cheap in your home, but because the atomic waste to produce electricity we do not resolve yet well. And so it's kind of stealing the electricity, the energy of the young generation. And so even the little thing we try to respect if it doesn't belong to us. The third training is the commitment. If you do not marry yet, but you have to commit to yourself to be pure, to be really great, to be peaceful, and you have a friend, you try to respect her or him, and you try to honor the commitment in even mindful relation as well as sexual relation, we try our best to respect. Because it's not because nowadays there is many kind of preservative or contraceptive way that you can use your body in a very casual way, and it makes things so no value at all, no value at all, and you feel that you don't feel inspired. But why in the past, when people have relation, it's really, they really want to have a child. They really want to have a child to continue their beauty on the great thing of their parents. So I do not speak to you in the side of moralist, but I have seen many young, not young, about 38, 40 people, young men and young women. They see no, life is so disgusting. It's nothing interesting because it's so easy. He have a high salary. He have a high salary. He can eat everything. What kind of meat? What kind of fish? What kind of food? He can have any relation. There's so many girlfriends, but there's nothing deep. Nothing really touched deeply his heart. And so I asked, "Do you marry?" "Don't speak about that. I'm afraid." Yeah, because it's so easy. It's so easy. It's not like that in the time of my father, of course, but in this time there is the other side. Many young people, not young, 38, don't want to marry at all. Even there is somebody who is ready, but they don't want. They are afraid. Life is so, nothing precious, nothing deep, nothing so profound that touch your heart. So I remember that there is a man, a French man, who lived with a woman who came to Plum Village, and he said that I'm a journalist. I do not hide you, that you are my partner in Paris. But when I go to Marseille, I have a partner in Marseille. And I go to Strasbourg, I have a partner in Strasbourg, because I'm a journalist, I go where I wrote something, and I stay 1 week, 2 weeks, I need a partner. And I do not hide you. And she doesn't want like that, but he's so charming, and she cannot avoid. And one day she asked to be consoled with me. And as a monastic, I give a very, very casual, in that case, don't sleep with him. And only he agreed to marry you. And then 3 months later, they sent me invitation for wedding. I was so happy. I thought that my advice is have success. And I called her. "You follow my advice?" "No, sister." But in the past, when he came, we have dinner and we have sex, we sleep and he walk. But now, every time he come, I try my best to do everything except to have sexual relation with him. I said that, look deeper. Why you come here? Of course, I cook good dinner, but the restaurant nearby is maybe better. But why you come here? And why? And so he had to try to find the greatest quality of her. You have been so sweet and the way you do it. So he really sincerely expressed what he appreciated in her, beside the sex, but many other little quality of him, of her. And she also said that, oh, thank you, and she also explained. And both of them talk a lot about how they value each other. Not only that, but many points. Many points. And so finally, they have relation. And then she didn't ask, but she said that after 3 months, he said that you are my best girlfriend and you are my wife, I have to marry you. And so he decided, because his relation with her is more deep. It's not in a casual way, like many young men who say, when I ask, you are going to marry? I see you go with that young lady, looks so nice. Oh, no. But if they practice the third training, they look deeper, a person is made of many wonderful things. It's not just the sexual relation. And she has her way of speaking, of acting, of cooking, of cleaning, of the way of behaving. It's so beautiful. More you are mindful, you go back to the present moment, you look deeper, more your act is deep, beautiful, graceful. And another young woman, 29-year-old, graduate from to be a physician, she also said, I will not keep the third training because I have to sleep with men. If no, they say that I am abnormal. Before we decide to marry. But after 5 years and a half, she came back, she said, finally I found my husband because I keep the third training. Because the two first relation when I left Plum village, it was so quick, so superficial, and it broke so quick, and we suffer so much. And every broken relationship is break my heart so much. And so finally, when I met with my husband 2 years ago, he appreciates me, I appreciate him, and we go out dating for restaurant, conference, going to the mountains, skiing, skating, but 2 rooms. But slowly, we see that he's so close to me, and he's so profound, and he also appreciates me so much, so we decide to marry. So the third training is that. It's not for you to forbidden. Don't do it in a casual way, in a superficial way. The fourth training is to be aware of what you speak. Because it's very easy to speak. But maybe before to speak, to be in a very profound conversation with friends, we better listen to them, to her, to him, and to understand her deep desire, her deep aspiration, a number of great things that you cannot obtain in a casual conversation. You listen to each other. So when you speak in a very loving way, to touch what is deep in others. And that is do not lie, of course, but we try to do in the way that is touch the heart of other people who touch the deep aspiration of others. And to be able to do that, we learn to listen more than to speak. And the fifth training is to take good care of your body and your mind, and don't let your body and your mind be drunk. Drunk is not only alcohol, because I remember those who dare to beat his wife or his child when he had the second cup or third cup of wine or some cup of liquor, usually going home so happy with the children, but then when he drink, and the children unskillfully do something wrong, and he dare to beat his child, shout at his wife when he had 4 cups of wine. I mean, less than normal, more than normal. And so, not to be drunk by alcohol, but you could be drunk by your 5 sense organ, your eyes. When you look and so many pornography scenery is too full in your mind. And then your wife was not there, and your niece is so innocent, 16-year-old or 14-year-old. You forget because the pornography is full in your head. You approach, you abuse her. And many cases, many tragedy, nobody dare to speak out. But tragedy like that happen everywhere. Not only with women, but only with men. And that I don't need to elaborate, you know so well. So if we can reduce a lot of liquor, we can reduce quite a lot. And also our 5 sense organs, eyes, ear, nose, tongue, body. If our 5 sense organs are invaded by unwholesome product, you will behave in a very unwholesome way. You are what you consume. And of course, in newspaper, people say that, oh, this some priest or some monk who do wrong thing. And Thai said that, don't blame them, because nobody teach them how to be mindful of what they eat, mindful of what they drink. And so please be mindful of what you drink, and don't let yourself to be drunk in situation. Don't spend too much time in your internet for all these internet of sex, of so many gambling, and somebody gambling also make you drunk too. But I was amazed. In Vietnam, we never have that. But when I visit a friend in Canada, that man said that my wife only on the internet, but she play, and she already sell my house. And we have another house. She also sell the second house by gambling on the internet. It's terrible. I didn't know that. And so that is the 5th training, not to let invade by your eyes, your ear, and also novel or film. You know, Thai, our teacher, he also looked at the film. But when I was young, I was very surprised and irritated, because he see the film about 10 minutes, he said, oh, it's bad film. They provoke our fear, and he shut up. So I was pulled by the story in the film. And he said, oh, they make use of our 5 sense organs. And he stopped. And he I tell you a moving story. Because the Buddha teaches us that these are 4 kinds of nutriment, 4 kinds of food. The first food is the food we eat by our mouth, the edible food. The second kind of food, a person can grow up, can be beautiful or less beautiful, is tends to his or her food. And so our edible food is what you are going to eat tonight. But the second kind of food, they call sense impression food. It means by your eyes, your ear, your nose, like I already told you. If children left home and look at the television scenery where they are fighting, if they disagree, they fight. If they disagree, they shoot. And that is not surprising that some young people, when one day he was lost in the school, there is one man from Colorado, he came back to, he moved to a new place, and people make fun of him, of his accent, and then he said, don't make fun of me, I'll kill you. And the children didn't believe it, but they keep make fun of him. 16-year-old, 16 or 14, I don't know, I don't remember. But then he went back home. The day after, he took the gun of his father and he shot everyone. Because he had seen so many scenery, and when things is not happen like that, you just resolve by the gun. And So the second kind of food is by our sense organ. And the third one is the will to live. If you are so angry at somebody, like in French, lucide, story lucide, and then that young man want to be alive and to retaliate the honor of his father who had been destroyed by that enemy. So that will to live in order to retaliate is also a kind of food to make the person alive. But if you have a bodhicitta, the mind of love, you want to help so many people, and you are so weak, and so you want to help many people, it gives you like a kind of food, and you are stronger. So I remember in September, one day, our teacher, Thầy, Teacher Thang, was so weak, he had pain every muscle of his body. And he has 6 attendants who take care of him, massage. And after 2 hours massage, another one. And so at midnight, I was about to go to sleep. I stopped and to see Thầy Pháp Áo is sleeping next to him. But he saw me, he said, "Come." So I entered, and he said, "Bring the wheelchair to me, carry me to the table. Take the recorder," and he started to teach, to share the best chanting of Plum village. Which one, why? I wrote that because the patriarchs have written, but it's not so clear for nowadays people. So I make it clearer and make it more available to everyone. Like in the past, some people say that if you build a beautiful Buddha statue, you have a lot of merit. But Thầy said that if you give somebody who is hungry 1 bowl of rice, you have some merit. If you can share your clothes to somebody who is cold, you have some merit. If you have no money, no food, but you listen to her and to him and give a good advice, calming his anger or his despair, you have a merit. So he explained 2 hours. And so I said, "Thầy, you waste your energy. Why you do like that?" And he said that I need to feed myself. I cannot eat the edible food. He eat very little. But I only eat my pain because my muscle continue to be painful. So I better feed my bodhicitta, my mind of love. So by doing so, I share like that. This will be record. This will make a book, and people will enjoy the teaching. And that is he's feeding himself with the third kind of food, the will, and tư niệm thực. And then the fourth kind of food is the environment, people who can give you. Sometimes you don't need to eat, but you live in a so fine, peaceful, loving environment. And so you become a person that's more peaceful, more loving, and more attentive to the suffering of people. So this kind of food that many parents like to bring children to Plum village in summer because of that. Sometimes the brother and sister didn't teach anything, we just play. But people come to Plum village in summer or in now. People are so kind to each other, listen to each other, never use violent words. And that is already that environment feed the person. So the 5 training is also make the Buddha in you more alive. And training means that you don't need to be vegetarian right away. You eat less, and you have more compassion. And then you try your best, like you see the sunrise is so beautiful. So you go in the direction of the sunrise, you don't need to climb into the sun. So we go in that direction as much as we could. So more you train to have that training, more you have God in you, you have Buddha in you. And the last thing I want to share to you is when you are wonderful like that, you try to learn to speak the mantra for yourself. Mantra in the time of the Buddha, I think that they no mantra yet. But when the developing of Buddhism, some school, especially from Tibet and other countries, they speak about mantra, dharani, and in Vietnam we also have. And mantra means a sentence like Mani Padme Hum, or a sentence when you recite, you change the atmosphere, you change yourself, you change the person in front of you, and you change drastically the situation. And that is, Thầy said that I invent 6 mantra for you. And the mantra, you don't need to recite in Tibetan, neither in Sanskrit, or Pali, or anything, or Chinese. You recite your mantra in your own language. So, the first mantra, you think of many things, you never think of you. So you can tell the mantra to you. I'm here for you, my body and my mind. Elizabeth, or Evelyn, or Jean, so on. I am with you, I'm home with you. I'm peaceful, I'm loving, and you are there for yourself. And you take good care and you say a loving word to your heart. Oh, I neglect you so much. When I'm angry, you beat so much. So I let go of my anger to take good care of my heart. I do not drink alcohol to take good care of my liver. I send my love to every part of my body. So you are there for yourself. But you also can be there for your daughter. Sometimes the father or the mother go home, but she has so many things in the office, she has so many things. So the daughter is just next to her, but she didn't even pay attention. And so you bring yourself, your body and your mind with you, and then you look in front of you, your daughter. Your daughter is not just an 11-year-old girl, or your son is not an 11-year-old boy. He is the fruit of your love with his father, and then the fruit of all the generation of the ancestor from your part. And we can take one piece of his flesh, look at the microscope, you can see all the genes, the talent, the quality, the weakness of your father in you and in him or in her. Your mom, many generations of your ancestors in her, in him. So he is really the representative of the future of you and all your ancestors in him. You cannot take it casually. So you look at him with a lot of love and care. Darling, I'm here for you, my son. And you really love him. You really care for him. I'm here for you, my daughter. And you look at him with all the great treasure that she has, and you treasure her, you treasure him. Then the first mantra. So your daughter usually do not pay attention, but if mom or daddy change, and the way he look at the daughter or the son with all his might and his love and his care and his presence, I'm here for you, my son. And the son will be very happy. And the situation changed drastically. He changed, you changed. It's an eternity moment, eternal moment together. That is the first mantra. And the second mantra is to recognize other person. I'm here for you, but the second mantra is, I know that you are there. I'm so happy. It's also deeply linked. And you can look at your partner and you say that, oh, I'm so fortunate that I have you in my life. You are the mother of my children. You are the grandma of many of my grandchildren. You are so wonderful. And so you recognize the presence of that woman or that man, the father of your children, the grandpa, and the wonderful man who spent his life for you. And I'm so fortunate to have you in my life. This is the way you recite the second mantra, recognizing the presence of others. The third mantra is especially young people who see mom suffer and daddy suffer and they don't know what to do. And they say that they come and they hug their mom. Mom, I know that you are suffering. I'm here for you. Of course, the person who recites the mantra must be very peaceful, very loving, very home for herself or himself. And she approached other person who is suffering. This could be his mom, his dad, a person, a friend that you have a friend who suffer a lot because of their parents and you don't know what to do because it's out of your ability to help. But you come to that friend, I know that you are suffering, dear friend. I'm here for you. That is relieve a lot of the suffering of the person. That is the third mantra. And the fourth mantra is more difficult. When you are angry or somebody you love a lot but make you so angry and hurt, the first thing, try not to speak, not to act like I said at the beginning. Go back to your in-breath and out-breath for a walk, for many days of calming yourself until you are relatively less angry, calmer. You look deeper already in your way of seeing things. Maybe it's too superficial, it's not enough. You look deep and then you come to other person. And you recite the fourth mantra. You know, the other day you said something or you did something that hurt me deeply. And I want you to know that you, a person that I appreciate a lot, you have been so wonderful to your children, to me, to many people. I have great admiration for you. But that day, you spoke in that way, you act in that way, it hurt me deeply. But maybe my notion, my perception about what happened is only one part and it makes me hurt. Maybe the other side of the story could be different. Please tell me the other side of the story. Why you behave in such a way? Why you behave in such a way? And if you ask in a very sincere way, and then the other person could be shocked because he didn't know that you were so hurt. And he can tell the other side of the story. Let's say a small illustration. That day, two young persons fell in love with each other, and she usually come on Friday to pick him up for spending weekend together. But that Thursday, one day earlier, she decided to feel, why don't I come to his office and pick him up and make a surprise for him. But when she came, he didn't expect. And she saw him walking with another woman at her age, put the arm in her leg, and they spoke so gently and so kindly. And he didn't see her, of course, and she was so hurt. She was so hurt. He betrayed me, I didn't know that. But she calmed herself, and a few days later she asked, Thursday, I went to your office, I see that. He said, Thursday, it's my cousin. She is, we were raised together. I was raised by my uncle, and we were so close to each other like brother and sister. But then after that she moved to so far, and this time she stopped by Paris just for a few hours before she flies to Madrid. So she asked whether we can go out for evening together, just a few hours. So I went with her. So you see, the other side story is he didn't betray. But when you see only one part, you are so angry. So sometimes it's like that. The story could be resolved very quickly if you are calmer and you ask with a loving way. And if you are calmer, if he lies, you also know. If he doesn't like, you also know. And so the fourth mantra is you speak out what you feel hurt, but say in the way that to give him some space, to give explanation. That's all. And that is what, and then it's only 4 mantra, and the 2 last mantra is very easy. It's Thai, just invite. This is a wonderful moment. When you remember, that is a wonderful moment. Even he is sick in his chair, he said that it's a wonderful moment because I have my student around me. And so he touched what is positive in the present moment. It's a legendary moment. And every moment of your life, when you are mindful, it's a wonderful moment. I'm not on the wheelchair yet. I'm here in Plum village, even with so many difficulties, but finally I can obtain a place. I can arrive here with a lot of strike on the train and many things, but still I'm here. So it's a wonderful moment. That is 6th mantra. Touch what is positive and declare right away. It's a wonderful moment. And the 6th mantra is to a kind of practice humility. Somebody appreciates you so much. And you are, of course, pleased, but you say that, thank you. But you are only partially true, because you didn't see the weak part of me. You only see the strong part of me. And so you appreciate me so much. So thank you for appreciating that, but you are only partially true, because you only see the good side. I also have many weaknesses. But if somebody hurt you and said, you will never value, you go back to your in-breath and out-breath and you recite the 6th mantra. You are partially true. I'm doing bad thing, but I still have many good things too. So you are partially true. So that is the 6th mantra I want to share to you. And to end this evening, I wish that to invite all of you to send the good energy to our teacher Thai. Thai is now in the hospital of Bordeaux, and 11th of November, December, 1 month and a half. He had a hemorrhagia of the cerebral of the brain, and the physician predict that he will die in a few hours. Maximum is a few days. But strange that he's still at the RMI. We see that the blood bag is so big and is in the middle of the brain, so no surgery is possible. Because if the hemorrhagia is outside, you can take it out by something, but impossible. And they said that we wait for him to die. But then I told the doctor, because people first said that he died, but after that correction, I have only hemorrhagia, cerebral hemorrhagia. He is still alive. So many of his students, many of his readers send good energy to him. So I asked the physician, when now we can see that we can send good energy. And when you send good energy, the other person can receive. So now millions of people are sending good energy to Thai. Where that energy go? And because those who love Thai, there are Buddhists who send the energy of Avalokiteshvara Kwantheam. But others are Christian, but also love Thai, and they send the energy of God. And where this energy go? And the physician said, well, we can call energy of love, Buddha or God, energy of love. But where is go? I don't know. And I said that this go to every cell of Thai. And every cell of Thai will become an Avalokiteshvara. All the cell is God. All the cell is... And they are working harmoniously and clean. Push away all the non-necessary water, non-necessary blood, and then they are cleaning. And it's strange because Thai is a teacher of breathing. So they were surprised that they don't need to use oxygen. Even at the first days he was in a coma, no oxygen. Because I said, why don't you look, the oxygen in his lung is 99%, 100%, always. So they don't need. And then continuously and slowly, 2 days, 10 days. 10 days they take the X-ray, no, not X-ray, but RMI again, or scan. They still see the big, and they said that you have to prepare for him to pass away. But I don't believe. I said that, where is go all this energy? And I believe that they are going to fix for Thai. And it's true. And slowly he can open his eye, hardly. And now, this very moment, he almost opened his eye, like awake for the whole day, like 7 hours, 8 hours, and he sleep again. And then he cannot stand up yet, of course, and they have to help them to sit on the chair for 3 hours, first 1 hour and 2 hours. Now he can sit on the chair 4 hours, and then reeducation of his leg, and he start to fold his leg or his hand. That's all. He cannot speak yet. But I hope that if you continue to send Avalokiteshvara or the energy of God to him, it will fix. And there is many cases, I don't want to lose your time, but there is moment where when 88-year-old man, he always have a little disease here and there, and the lung have something. And one day his lung is almost, one left lung is almost oppressed because it's a lot of water. And then a few hours later, it's gone. It means by itself. And so the day after, the doctor said that, oh, yesterday I thought that 2/3 of his left lung is going to die because something stuck in the upper part. But now we try to fix by pumping some air, and now it's functioning normally, and his 2 lungs function normally again. And so many miracles like that, and without you, how he can survive? I'm sure that he will survive. And they said that now it takes at least a few 5 or 6 months what he can appear to you. And I don't know if he can share talk, but at least he will be on the wheelchair or make a few walk his hands to you. Please, when you have some empty time, of course you have to prepare that, but if you have some empty time to think of something, I send good energy of Avalokiteshvara to Thai, or of energy of God to Thai, and it will go and fix his head, evacuate the non-necessary water, because the bag of water are pressing some of his neuron, and so the neuron cannot allow him to speak. But when the bag of blood is gone, and the neuron, usually they say that the neuron die already, but we never know. We never know. If the energy of God and the Buddha of Avalokiteshvara is there, he will restore. Because every day he amazed on the doctor. He said that the chief of the neurologist there, he said, I am the most ignorant man on the human brain. Because because he predicted that Thầy would die in a few days. And Thầy continued to make progress. So he declared that I am the most ignorant man on the human brain. And he said in him, not amusing, he said, really, I don't understand. Thank you. Please continue to send your good energy to Thầy. Dear friends, I want to add something concerning the schedule today. According to the tradition of Thầy, he said that Christmas is a holy season for touching our depth, our deep spirituality. And he remembered that in Plum Village, since the last 30 years, every Christmas Eve, we always try to listen to the church bell, Christian church bell. Why? He didn't know, but slowly he recognized and he told me. He said that when an 11-year-old boy who was Thai, he saw a Buddha statue sitting on the grass, and he was so impressed, and he wished he become a peaceful man like that Buddha, that man. And then he heard that in the mountain there is a hermit who practiced to become a Buddha nearby mountain of his hometown. So he tried to climb together with 300 boys, climb the mountain, and the hermit disappeared. He hides somewhere. He was disappointed, and he tried to search for the hermit in the forest. Suddenly he heard the dripping of the water, ping, 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 and so crystalline and so pure and so beautiful. And he searched, and he found a beautiful pond. Water is so pure and so clear, and there is a stream of water who drip, bong, bong. And then he was so moved, and he felt that the hermit transformed himself into that well, and to give appointment to him. And then after that, when he had the occasion to go to Europe, and he visit many big cities like Firenze or Czechoslovakia, and he hear so many church bells ring here, and then he stop and he breathe, and he go to 5 minutes, other church ring, and he breathe, and it's so pure. And he said that, I have the impression that by listening this bell, I can touch the depth of the soul of Europe. And that is why the way I share the practice is touch many Europeans, and they can understand me very clearly. Maybe because I have been in touch with the sound of the bell, is many, the soul of Europe. And that is why we need to listen to the church bell today. After walking meditation, you listen to the church bell, and after that you will see the slideshow of the baby of India, of Vietnam, and these poor children look so bright, so intelligent, even the baby. And we remember that Jesus Christ was a refugee's baby. His mom ran away and finally found a stable to give birth to him. And no house, nothing. But he became a savior. So we give a chance to many children to become a savior of the world. And that is why, since his beginning of Plum Village, even before, we always try to help children to have a chance. And he said that if I am your teacher, because I have a father, a mother, I have a good friend, I have a good teacher, but this child, if they have no father, if his mom don't know to feed him, if he live in a violent environment, he become a bandit, a mafia, a pirate, because no chance. And so that is where we also show baby refugees.